Hey, boo, hey. Oh my gosh. So today, my friend Glow, well, she's technically my business mentor, but I've like, have you ever met somebody or know of someone that you followed their journey for so long via social media that you feel like they're your friend in your head? Well, Glow's my friend in my head. Now, I have met her in person. We have had conversations. I've had a great time every time I've seen or talked to her. And I'm sure she'll say the same thing about me, but she'll be like, that's my client. And I'm like, girl, you my friend in my head. So my friend Glow, she made a video today. Well, she's the one who got me started on this video every day journey, right? And while I'm like on day 77, she's on day 200 plus. She's coming up on a year very quickly in August. So she's been doing a dang thing. And she made a video today that really spoke to me because I wake up every morning knowing like two things. I gotta work out, I gotta eat well, three things. I gotta work out, eat well, and make a video. Those are my three things to do every single day without fail. And as long as I do those three things, everything else I have to do, if it doesn't happen, it's okay. As long as I get those three things done. And so I usually wake up, it's a fleeting thought, right? Like, oh, what am I gonna do my video about today? And then other days, it's more of a weighing thought because I'm like, I don't know what I want to talk about. And today was one of those days. I'm just like, I'm all out of ideas. And sure enough, Glow dropped a video this afternoon saying, like, what do you talk about when you don't have anything else left to talk about? Like 200 plus days into her daily YouTube video journey, I could totally see her not that she doesn't have anything to talk about ever. It's just that maybe her ideal or the thing she wants to talk about isn't quite complete yet or not quite there completely fleshed out yet. And so she was posting like, okay, well, let's see if we can get through this video because I don't really know what I want to talk about. And she did. She actually did a 27-minute video. Like, okay, Glow. But there was really two parts to the video that spoke to me. So the first part was definitely about what to talk about when you don't have anything to talk about. And and I was like, yeah, I don't know what to talk about. That's what I've been thinking about all day today. Because it was like maybe 4 in the afternoon by this time that I saw her video. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to talk about. And then I was thinking, well, I could talk about my frustrations with my fitness journey, but I think at that time earlier today, the feelings was so raw. I'm like, I would just get on the internet and cry. And I don't want to have that on the internet. I don't want that to be my legacy, like me being upset and me crying every time I'm upset. Because as much as my friends love me and know, consider me the life of the party and love being around me, like I be sad, y'all. I do get sad. I'm not happy 24/7. I never pretended to be, but a lot of people think I am. And so when I have hard days or when I'm down, I feel like I can't really share that with people, right? And so I was but my frustration today with my fitness journey is that yesterday was my first day with my new trainer, and then I went again to work out with him today, and he is hard, y'all. He is very hard. Like the things he has me doing, I'm just like, have I been working out at all have I been lifting weights at all the last 2.5 months? It doesn't feel like it. It feels like I'm starting completely over from ground zero. And it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. Like it's hard and it hurts. Like we were doing some stuff and it was just hurting. And I'm like, and he's like, okay, push through, Raven, push through. And the thing about Malaysian people are generally jovial, or at least the ones I've met. Like these trainers are jovial. Like Armand was definitely, and he's an island boy, so I expect him to be laid back and relaxed. And Ideal is from Kuala Lumpur, but he's jovial as well. And so he's laughing, he's smiling, da da da. But I'm just looking mad as ever. And it's not anything personal to him, but I just hate it. And I really was like thinking to myself, I hate this. And I got frustrated because the moves I was doing were painful. And when I say painful, I don't mean like painful, I'm about to injure myself. Because I did have one move that was injuring my shoulder, and I've had issues with my shoulder in the past, and I told him, and we changed up the whole thing and and I didn't do that particular move that way. I did he modified it a different way so that I didn't re-injure my shoulder. So I'm staying safe. But it just hurts doing lunges with kettlebells and doing squats with like all this weight. It hurts. And I said, I need this light to act right. Oh, smack this light. Okay, so excuse me. I need the light to act right. Anyway, I was also frustrated at myself, really. I think that was more so. It was painful. I was getting through it very terribly, by the way. Like literally like this is my second day in the gym. That's what it felt like. But I was frustrated at for myself for getting so unfit and unstrong in the first place. And I'm sitting there thinking like there was one point he took a break to go to the restroom and I'm just sitting there recovering from these Bulgarian split squats. And it's really having me rethink my whole life. I'm just like, no, none of the McDonald's was worth it. None of the ice cream was worth it. And I know it's not one specific thing that makes you unfit, overweight, or whatever. It's a lot of little decisions compounded over time. But I was rethinking my whole life and I was just frustrated, so frustrated at myself. Like, if I would have did this, I wouldn't even be here. And if da 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 da. And it just made me so angry. I was mad and frustrated and angry at myself. And I'm just like, God. And then the other thing I realized, and this is why I have to really guard myself from thinking negatively, because I spiral like my personality, and I think it's because my newer spicy brain, my brain works in extremes. It's like, yeah, we doing this. Or it's like, I really love this, or I really hate this. I don't have much in between. It was like, yeah, we're gonna do this, or no, we're never doing this, right? That's how my brain works. And so I'm thinking like, I hate this. I hate working out. And then I just start spiraling down. I'm like, no, that's not the thing. Like, why am I even doing this? Well, technically I'm working out because I did hear like, oh, after 40, you need to be weightlifting. You should be weightlifting so that you can be strong because you lose all this muscle, right? Um, and I do remember last August, I fell down the stair. Remember I told you in the subway and hurt my leg, like put a whole dent in my shin on my left leg, and I was off balance. Now it was the cheap shoes from China that I had on, but also my inability to catch myself because my I had no balance. And I was just like, oh, I want to make sure that I'm functional when I get older, right? I'm already older, but time is flying. I'll be 60 before I know it. And I'm just like, I don't want to fall and break my hip. I don't want to not be able to take care of myself and clean myself or use the restroom by myself. And so I'm like, okay, I have to go to the gym to get stronger. But then I'm like, but I hate it so much. I literally asked a deal with my new trainer yesterday. I'm like, how come I can dance for 6 hours straight and it be no problem? But when I come into the gym, it's like I can barely function. I don't understand. And he was like, well, and I'm thinking, I'm asking this question sincerely because in my mind, I'm like, isn't the same muscles I use to dance the same muscles I'm using to work out? Now, I know you do target different muscles with different workout moves and with dance moves too. But generally, my muscles are in my body. I'm using my muscles to dance. I'm using my muscles to walk. I'm using my muscles to lift weights. I'm using my muscles. They're all the same muscles, right? I might target them differently, but they're all the same muscles. So I'm literally asking a sincere question. I'm like, I don't understand how I can dance, no problem. But when I'm like having to do Bulgarian split squats, I want to die. And he was like, I think it's because you don't like it. And that's when I realized yesterday, I'm like, I really don't like this. I don't. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And quiet as it's kept, I think because I don't like it. And I think I might have had a little bit of a crush on Armand. And so that made it cool to go to the gym. but he's not there anymore. I mean, I would never try to talk to him or whatever. I'm not interested in talking to anybody here in Malaysia like that. No offense to Malaysians. Love y'all. But yeah, no, I'm not interested. But he was fun. He was cute. You know what I'm saying? No problem there. But I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I don't like this. I don't like it. I do not like it. And so I realized that adds to my frustration even more. I'm like, I'm doing this thing that's hurting me. And yeah, you can say, oh, well, afterwards, I don't get that. I've had one thing that has given me two things in my life give me that whole like, okay, you work out, people get a runner's high, they work out, they hit that point where they get this high and feeling from the running, either during the session if they run long enough or right after they finish running, right? Never had that when I tried to run way long time ago. Never had that. Um, I've never had that weightlifting. I don't feel like a euphoric feeling afterwards. I don't feel a euphoric feeling during. It does not de-stress me at all. It's stressing me out. And it's actually because I'm paying so much and putting in so much effort. It takes me 3 hours a day, like really my gym thing, from walking over to the gym to working out in the gym to after I do the workout with my personal trainer, getting on the treadmill for 30 minutes on the incline. And then, I'll usually eat right after. And some days I shower. It takes me 2.5 to 3 hours every time I go to the gym. And I go 3 times a week. Um, and that's a lot of time to be doing something I don't really like doing. It's a lot of time to be spending. That's like 9 hours a week I'm spending on doing something I don't even like. And I'm just like, what are you doing, Raven? What is this? Because somebody told you you should do this. So, anyway, I digress. The two things that have given me a euphoric feeling when it comes to working out, it's only been two things, and I've tried a lot of things. I even tried the pole, and the pole dance, the pole almost took me out. Talk about hard. That thing is hard, right? It's like because it uses muscles you didn't even know you had. And I've only done it I've only tried it a couple of times. Maybe if I actually gave it a try. But after the last 2.5 months, almost 3 months of consistently working out 3 times a week, I can say I don't like it. And the two things that have given me a euphoric feeling has been dancing from top to bottom. I love dancing. As soon as I start dancing, I feel euphoric. No problem there. Love dancing. The second thing is Pilates. Pilates, when I'm doing it, is hard as ever. But literally, as soon as I finish, euphoria. It's beautiful. It's like all the rainbows and unicorns. And I was like, wow. So I chase that feeling when I do Pilates because I know Pilates is gonna suck while I'm doing it. And I know I'm gonna struggle. I know I'm gonna be off balance. I know I'm gonna look crazy like Bambi's on those brand new legs when you're a baby deer. But I feel good afterwards, so I don't mind doing it. And I'm just like, okay, and I have gotten stronger. I will say that in the last 2.5 to almost 3 months of lifting weights, I have gotten stronger. I've seen myself be able to, catch myself when I slip so that I don't fall. The weights have progressively gone up. I've been able to do push-ups way better than I could at the very beginning. And so I have been making progress that way, but I think even the changes haven't even come fast enough for me to be like, oh, you know how if you're working on your fitness and your health goals, you have to have some wins kind of fast to keep you moving. For those of us who are not just ultra disciplined, for those, we know other people are super disciplined. If they say they're gonna do something, they just do it. They don't even think about it. It's not a problem. For me, I ain't that way. This is the most consistent I've been with anything in life besides living, besides being alive. And so um the fact that I'm still going to the gym is a miracle, number one. Number two, I hate it. And number three is like, what do I do from here? Because I think that it's still beneficial to build strength. I still want to be strong. I need to be strong, for to take care of myself as I age, but also for the zombie apocalypse because it's coming. you know it's coming. It's been too many movies that said it's coming. Okay. So I know the zombie apocalypse is coming. I gotta be able to run and jump and all that stuff. So I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do outside of lifting weights in a gym? Because it's not fun for me. I despise. I'm like, I'm so crazy that I just realized yesterday that I do not like lifting weights. Or maybe I don't like the way that guys do it. That's the other thing I noticed. Guys, while I know men and women have a lot of similarities, like we're a part of human species. There's a lot of things we have that are similar, right? Or the same. But there's a lot of things we have different. And even within women, while we have some commonalities, there are things that are different woman to woman, and there's things that are different man to man. But what I've noticed is that guys like to motivate other people and the way they're motivated. And I told Armand, and I'm telling Adil, I'm like, I am not motivated the way you're motivated. You telling me like, don't you want to be the best? Don't you want to be able? Da, da, da. No, I don't care about any of that. I really don't. I don't care. I don't care about competition. That does not motivate me. I don't care about like being the best at whatever, whatever. Like I like teamwork and I like doing stuff in community. And I think if I had, maybe if I had a, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about this out loud. I think maybe if I had a girlfriend or a few friends where we did like fitness classes together, or if we did weight training circuits together, I think that could be really fun. I value community, I value teamwork, I value freedom, I value a bunch of other stuff. That's not money, that's not competition, that's not like, oh, don't you want to look better than other people? No, I don't care. I really don't care. And so when he's like, oh, well, don't you want to push yourself? No, I don't. I don't. I really don't. I don't care. I don't want to prove to myself that I can do that I can, lift 60 kilos. I'm like, that doesn't do anything for me. So as far as like things that will motivate guys, like our mom would tell me stories all the time of people who inspire him, right? So boxing legends and David Goggins and all these things. This guy did this, da 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 da. He ran 100 miles and then he turned around and did it again the next year for fun. I'm like, okay, and don't care. He's like, it's only 34 people who've gotten through this thing. I think the Navy SEAL, David Goggins was a Navy SEAL, and he is like only 34 people who've ever gone through some special thing they have. And then he did it again the next year or a few years later to just for fun. And I'm like, I don't care nothing about that. No offense to David Goggins, no offense to Armand, but that doesn't motivate me. I don't care. But for guys, that's motivational for them because they're competitive, because they have this hierarchy of men and they're always looking up to the men who are higher in the hierarchy. And I'm just like, that doesn't work. I don't work I don't look at, I don't know. I don't even know who's a fitness person I could look up to. Like, or Layla Ali. I don't look up to Layla Ali like, oh, I'm gonna be just as bad as Layla Ali. I'm gonna learn boxing, da, da, da. I don't. I don't compare myself in that way. So I don't care. And I'm just like, maybe I should have got a woman trainer because I feel like the guys be pushing me beyond, they're like, I know you can do I don't know. I don't know where the line is of like pushing me out of my comfort zone and then pushing me too hard. Now, I don't let them push me to injury because what I do know is they not about to pay for my hospital bills and I'm not doing that. It's nothing's worth that. I'm not sitting here trying to people please my personal trainer and let them injure me. That I'm not doing. But they still be pushing me too much. And I'm just like, and I'm wondering now that I'm talking about it out loud, is that what I don't like about it? Or maybe I just don't like lifting weights, period. I never found a euphoric feeling. I don't feel good. I actually had to start focusing on, okay, I am getting stronger. I am lifting more weights. I am like a lot of non-tangible things because as far as me getting on the in body and looking at my stats, my weight, my body fat percentage, da da da, none of that stuff is moving anymore. So it's like that's if I just looked at numbers, I would be depressed. Would definitely be like, what am I doing all this for? So I had to focus on the non-tangibles to even be like, okay, I'm getting some type of progress out of this. So anyway, I say all that to say that is a frustration that I have had these last couple days. And that was the frustration I had today, you know, and it's not a glamorous topic, right? Like, I never want to be a person who gets on the internet and just complain, because we have enough people on the internet complaining, right? And you have enough stuff going on in your life. You don't need to hear my complaints. And also, I think sometimes the things that I'm going through, and sometimes even the things you're going through, are temporary. So it's like, okay, Raven, don't blow something up bigger than it is, right? If it's temporary, just let the feelings, find better ways to process the feelings. But you here, so we processing these feelings. Yeah. And so that was the first thing that Glow's video reminded me of today, or helped me to realize today, was like, I'm carrying this frustration. Like, literally, so at the end of my gym session today, Adil was like, "Are you crying?" And I was like, "Yes, I am crying." Because I was wiping my eyes like this. And he was like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "Because it's painful. It's painful and I'm frustrated." And I wasn't frustrated at him. I'm frustrated at myself, like I said, for being so unfit, so unstrong, that I'm trying to do these things in the gym. And it's just like, I feel like I'm starting from ground zero. And that is frustrating. I've spent so much time working out. I don't want to feel like I'm back at ground zero, but that's where I am. I have 5 more sessions with him, and then my package is done. So I have to decide if I want to get more sessions or if I want to try something else. And so I don't know. I feel like 90 days is a good amount of time, because I'll definitely be over 90 days at that point. Or at 90 days at that point. I think 90 days is a good amount of time to see, like, okay, is this thing for me? Is this thing working? Is it accomplishing? Is it going in the right direction? Right. Um, so I don't know. I gotta see. The gym does have they have a bunch of fitness classes of all types of varieties, dancing, um, yoga, some weightlifting, fitness classes. I've never done any. I've been at the gym since the beginning of December, but I've never done any of that fitness. No, I did one fitness class and I hurt myself. So I stopped going. I have this thing where my tailbone is kind of, my chiropractor was like, don't do any sit-ups or crunches because you would throw out your tailbone and then I have to adjust you and it's painful. And it is, because I did this, it was I talked to you about it. It was, I forget the name of the class, but it was a combination of Tai Chi, yoga, Pilates, and one other thing. I can't remember. Stretching maybe? And so I'm just following the class. And before I knew it, I was doing sit-ups or crunches before I realized what I was doing, because I was just following the flow of the class. And sure enough, I hurt my tailbone. I had to go in the chiropractor early, and he adjusted me. But ever since then, I was like, okay, I'm not doing that again. And I'm just gonna stay away from the fitness class. So I get stronger, right? I want to get stronger. Um, but I've been working on my core in other ways, so there's no problem there. But okay, I'm rambling now. That is the frustration part. So the revelation part that I got from Glow's video was, she talked at the end of her video. The video is really good. I'm gonna link it below. So if you want to go watch it, it's really good. Especially the end. The end, she talked about her friendships, right? Now, Glow is a person where she's gonna ask you deep questions. You could just meet her and she's gonna ask you deep questions. She asks questions all the time. Like, if you look at her video 2 days ago, I think she had 3 friends with her, and she told them to come on screen, and then she asked them a deep question, and they was like, "We should have known he was gonna come with the questions." Like, this is what Glow is known for. And it's no shade, no nothing. Like, this is who she is, and I appreciate that so much about her, because she doesn't want to just be surface level with people. She wants to have deep, meaningful connections. And I admire that. That's what I want too. And so she was talking about, I'm gonna read you what she said. She's talking about her friendships and where she is with her friendships and how she appreciates it so much. And I was like, wow, okay. It gave me the revelation that I I have been I have been approaching my I have been approaching friendships in the wrong, well, not in the wrong way, but I have not been doing, I can do it better. I want more friendships, especially here in Malaysia, because I'm in a different place, right? A different land, and I want new friendships, but I've been approaching it, I can approach it better. And I think part of it has been a couple things. One is that several years ago, I got hurt really bad. I had a breakup with a friend. It felt like a romantic breakup. It was heartbreaking. And ever since then, I've just been like, I don't want to get too close to people, right? I don't want to let people in. But I've been this last year or so, like last year to 2 years, I've been working on that. And the second thing is me being in a new land. It's like, okay, try to navigate the cultural differences has been an added layer to trying to get friends as an adult. So it's been very interesting. But the thing that Glow said that I was really like, wow, she said, come on, phone, give it up. But I don't, but I just don't want people to feel like they have to fake the funk around me. I'm not here for only the best version of you. I'm not only here for your happy days. I'm not here when you feel great and on top of the world. I'm here for the low days, the dips, the confusion, the seasons where you don't know who you are anymore. Like, give me that version too. And I think that's where vulnerability and shared mutual depth and respect is actually built. And inversely, when I've brought that part of me to other people, I think it's also a great test who can hold your depth, because some people only want your joy. They only want your resourcefulness. They only want your wisdom, your knowledge, your happiness. But when you have the intensity of sadness and depression and rage, who can hold that too? Yeah, so I think that's also been a beautiful journey, recognizing, okay, not everyone can hold both sides. That's okay. It's like new information, nothing to end a friendship over, but now you move forward prioritizing the friendships that hold both, and that's been beautiful to navigate. Cause yeah. Yeah. And so why that spoke to me is because I have definitely, and I just mentioned it earlier on our call here, was that I have friends, or I've had experiences with friends in the past where, or people I knew, associates, I don't know the proper wording to use. I call everybody friend. Not that it doesn't mean that I'm the same level of closeness to everyone, but I don't know. I feel like if we cool, you my friend. I'm a collector of people. I definitely I have like 2,700 contacts in my phone. It's so ridiculous. But I'm like, these are my friends. These are my friends. I've just been like that since I was a kid. So anyway, I've had experiences in the past where like people like invite me to things. You're so fun, you're the life of the party. But when I'm like quiet and like quiet because I'm just not, feeling extra exuberant, then people are like, well, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? What's wrong? And I'm just, why are you so quiet? And I'm just like, because I'm not, I don't say this, but I'm like, what it made me feel like was that I have to perform. It's like I have to always be on. Even with doing these videos here on YouTube, sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to do them because I'm like, if I'm not coming on here talking about positive and happy stuff, are people like are people who watching expecting me to perform? And I don't want another place where I have to perform. It's exhausting, right? Because I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. I'm not AI. I'm not AI at all. And so to have to be on all the time is exhausting, right? And I have ebbs and flows. Things happen to me, and it's so crazy because good things happen to me and bad things happen to me at the same time. And I think that's one of the weird things about being an adult is being able to recognize that, like the duality of life and how often good things are happening at the same time as bad things are happening. That's trippy. But I digress. I have had experiences where people wanted me around because I was fun to be around, and it felt like I had to perform. And if I wasn't performing, then I felt like I shouldn't go. Right. And so that sucked. Because people, and I just didn't really want people asking me all the time, like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Because I'm quiet. And I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. I'm just not like, I'm just chilling. Sometimes I just chill. Other times I'm like, and other times I'm like, let's do everything all at once. Everything everywhere all at once. And so, yeah. And then also what Glow said was sometimes people want your resourcefulness, your wisdom, your knowledge. I've had that too, where, I just know certain things. And I think it's in my human design as well that I am a person that is meant to share knowledge on this planet. But sometimes people take that as I'm supposed to help save them from their situation. And I'm just like, that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm doing. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do at all. And if I don't give them what they want or need or what they think will change their lives, then they get mad at me. And I've seen that happen. So when I learned about human design and just like how, because you get to learn the strengths and weaknesses of your human design. Um, and that was one of the things that came up. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. It's like someone will meet me and we'll have in-depth conversations about something, maybe an area that I love and that they're challenged with. And then they think I'm supposed to like help them fix their situation or whatever. And then I either am like, no, I declined the invitation to help them, or I don't know. Yeah, it just doesn't work out the way they want it to, right? And then they don't like me. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. Like, I'm not, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling. I say all that to say the thing that I'm going to do going forward is I want to start asking deep questions. I think part of the reason why I haven't, like I said, was the friendship before, but I'm working through all that and I'm much better than I was before. And then trying to navigate the cultural differences. But it's like, unless I ask questions, I don't know who's open and receptive to talking on a deeper level. And I definitely want um, deeper connections with my friends. Like I have good friends here, but I feel like it's a lot of surface level at times, and I want deeper connections. So I say all that to say thanks, Glow, for your video today. It helped me to think about what to talk about. And it actually helped me help give me something to talk about. Yeah. And I think I just rambled for 35 minutes, and I don't want to publish this because I don't want to come across as complaining. And when I think about this, sometimes I'm like, oh, Raven, you're complaining too much. So then what do you do? I don't know. Since it's 4:43 a.m. and I need to be asleep, I'm just gonna post this one. But moving forward, I have to think about how to better phrase things so that it's not coming across as complaining. Because I don't feel like I'm complaining. Meaning like when you're complaining, you're complaining because you're just like, I hate this. I don't want to da 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 da. Like, as far as the workout thing goes, I hate it, right? But I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do next. I'm either gonna keep going and I can just keep going and keep hating it. As long as I make a progress, it'll be fine. And then as far as the friends go, I want deeper connections with my friends. And I'm gonna change that by using some of what Glow mentioned in her video. And so yeah, I'm not just complaining and not doing anything about it. But still, I don't want it mostly to be complaining. I want to learn how to share what I've gone through or what I'm going through, but in a way that's more like neutral, at least. I'm not going to say, oh, it needs to be positive and uplifting and da 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 da, da, because I don't want to be fake in that way either. Like, because sometimes things, they just are, and that's okay. So, yeah, gonna learn how to be neutral, more neutral in it. Okay, that's it. I will talk to you later, babe. Okay, talk to you later. Okay, bye.